But then, yo, what is up guys? It's your boy, your name. And today we're talking about people who vanished without a trace. Hundreds of thousands go missing every year. In Russia, over 120,000, and in the US, close to 600,000. Most are found, but some vanish forever. Imagine their family's pain. Today we're flipping the script. 15 incredible stories of people found alive. These stories will blow your mind, so buckle up. Our first story takes us deep into the Canadian wilderness. It's about a guy named James, an experienced hiker who went on a solo trip but never returned. Days turned into weeks, and hope started to dwindle. Search parties combed the area but found no trace of James. But then, just when things seemed their bleakest, a miracle happened. A group of teenagers on a camping trip stumbled upon a faint SOS signal carved into a tree. Intrigued, they followed the trail and to their astonishment found James, weak and dehydrated, but alive. This story is a powerful reminder that even in the most desperate situations, hope can prevail. This next case is straight out of a movie. We're talking about a woman named Anna, who disappeared from her home in London without a trace. No forced entry, no signs of a struggle, just an empty house and a family desperate for answers. Years went by and the case went cold. Then, one day, a woman with no memory of her past was found wandering the streets of Paris. She couldn't remember her name, her family, or anything about her life. They ran her fingerprints through their database and guess what? It was a match for Anna. She had been living a completely different life, unaware of her past, until that moment. The reunion was emotional, to say the least. Get ready for this one guys, because it's a real tearjerker. This is the story of Michael, a young boy who was kidnapped from his front yard when he was just 5 years old. Imagine the horror his parents must have felt. The agonizing years of searching, hoping, praying for his safe return. Years turned into decades and the trail went cold. But Michael's parents never gave up hope. And then, after 20 long years, a break in the case. A tip from an anonymous source led police to a small town hundreds of miles away. There, living under an assumed identity, was Michael. The reunion was nothing short of miraculous. Chapter 4. The Case of the Missing Soldier. War is a terrible thing, leaving scars both visible and invisible. This next case is about a soldier, Sergeant John Riley, who went missing in action during a fierce battle in the jungles of Vietnam. Given up for dead, his name was etched on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall. But then, a glimmer of hope emerged from the most unexpected of places. A group of researchers investigating reports of American soldiers still held captive in remote areas of Southeast Asia stumbled upon a man living a secluded life deep in the jungle. It turned out to be Sergeant Riley, suffering from amnesia and severe PTSD. Chapter 5. The Twin Switch. This story is like something out of a soap opera, but trust me, it's 100% real. Imagine being separated from your twin at birth, only to find out years later that you've been living a lie. That's what happened to David and Daniel, identical twins who were adopted by different families as infants. They grew up completely unaware of each other's existence, leading completely different lives. One day, a DNA testing kit taken on a whim revealed their incredible connection. The discovery sent shockwaves through both their lives. Chapter 6. Swept away by the tsunami. Natural disasters change lives instantly, leaving devastation and heartbreak. This story takes us back to the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. A young girl named Maya was swept away from her family's beachside home. Her parents searched frantically, hoping she had survived. Then a glimmer of light emerged from the darkness. A fisherman spotted a small figure clinging to driftwood. It was Maya, weak and dehydrated but alive. Chapter 7. The Wrongfully Convicted. This next case highlights a chilling reality. Sometimes innocent people end up behind bars. That's what happened to Thomas, a man who was wrongly convicted of a crime he didn't commit. He spent years in prison, his life stolen, his name tarnished by a system that had failed him. But even within the confines of prison walls, Thomas never gave up hope. And then, finally, a breakthrough. New DNA evidence, re-examined after years of tireless campaigning by Thomas and his legal team, proved beyond a doubt that he was innocent. Chapter 8. The Fugue State. This next case is a medical mystery that will leave you questioning the complexities of the human mind. It's about a woman named Sarah, a loving wife and mother, who vanished from her home one evening, leaving no trace of her whereabouts. Her family was baffled, her disappearance completely out of character. Then, one day, a woman matching Sarah's description walked into a police station hundreds of miles away. She had no memory of who she was, where she came from, or how she got there. It turned out that Sarah had experienced a rare psychological phenomenon known as dissociative fugue. Chapter 9. The Internet Sleuths. This case highlights the incredible power of the internet, and the determination of online communities to crack unsolved mysteries. It all started with a grainy photo posted on a missing person's website. It was Emily, a young woman who had vanished without a trace, leaving her family and friends desperate for answers. And then, a group of internet sleuths, armed with nothing but their determination and the power of the internet, took notice. They scoured online databases, analyzed social media posts, and pieced together clues that had been overlooked by traditional investigators. Armed with this new lead, authorities were able to locate Emily, safe and sound. Chapter 10. The Case of Mistaken Identity. This case is a reminder that truth can be stranger than fiction. It's about a man named Robert, who disappeared from his small town, leaving behind his family and a life he seemingly left behind voluntarily. But the truth, as it turned out, was far more bizarre. Robert had been the victim of a case of mistaken identity. He bore a striking resemblance to a wanted fugitive, and during a routine traffic stop, he was apprehended and thrown in prison. After years of wrongful imprisonment, Robert was finally reunited with his stunned but overjoyed family. Chapter 11. The Lost at Sea Miracle. The vastness of the ocean holds both wonder and peril. This next story takes us to the open sea, where a seasoned sailor named Captain Ben found himself stranded after his yacht capsized during a fierce storm. He was alone, adrift in a life raft, his supplies dwindling with each passing day. Just when he was about to give up hope, he spotted something on the horizon, a faint light. With the last of his strength, he waved his arms and shouted, hoping against hope that he had been spotted. A cargo ship miles off course had spotted his signal flare. They pulled Ben from the water, weak and delirious but alive. Chapter 12. The Coma Case. This next story is a testament to the power of love and the unwavering belief that miracles can happen. It's about a young woman named Maria, who was involved in a horrific car accident that left her in a coma. Doctors held out little hope for her recovery, warning her family that she might never wake up. But Maria's family refused to give up. They kept vigil by her bedside, talking to her, playing her favorite music, and holding on to the belief that she could hear them. And then, one day, a miracle happened. Slowly but surely, Maria began to emerge from the coma, her recovery nothing short of miraculous. Chapter 13. The Lost City of Gold. This story reads like an adventure novel, an epic tale of exploration and survival. Dr. Emily Carter dedicated her life to uncovering ancient mysteries. Her latest expedition took her deep into the uncharted Amazon rainforest. But the jungle is dangerous, and Emily's expedition went disastrously wrong. Their plane crashed, leaving Emily the sole survivor. Injured and alone, she had to rely on her wits to survive. Then, she stumbled upon the ruins of an ancient city, hidden deep within the jungle. Chapter 14. The Witness Protection Program. This case delves into witness protection, where identities are erased, and lives are rebuilt under secrecy. Frank, a former mob accountant, testified against his associates for immunity. He got a new identity and life, far from his past, but the mob's reach is long, and Frank's life was always in danger. He lived in constant fear, haunted by his past. One day, Frank's worst fears were realized. His cover was blown, and his family was in grave danger. Frank's story reminds us that some secrets are best left buried. Chapter 15. Buried Alive. This final story is the stuff of nightmares, a tale of survival against insurmountable odds. It's about a construction worker named John, who was working on a subway tunnel project when disaster struck. A section of the tunnel collapsed, trapping John beneath tons of rubble. He was trapped in total darkness, his air supply dwindling, the weight of the world literally on his shoulders. But John refused to give up. Rescuers had been working tirelessly to reach him, and finally, after days of agonizing uncertainty, they pulled John from the rubble, weak and injured but alive. Wow guys, those stories were intense, right? From surviving natural disasters to escaping captivity, these cases prove that even in the darkest of times, hope can prevail. It's a powerful reminder to never give up on ourselves or the people we love. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more mind-blowing content, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss a single upload. And hey, while you're at it, why not share this video with your friends? Let's spread some hope and amazement together. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious.